Hey everyone, hope you're having a good day. My name's Andy. My channel's Fighting Value. We're going to do our daily technical analysis on gold and silver. I'll give you my financial opinion here. Again, this is just my opinion. Does not mean that it's going to be playing out the way that I think it is. But let's take a look at it. We're going to look at the dollar, 10-year yield, and look at ETFs, gold, silver, platinum contracts, and individual companies. And again, I'm in this for the long term. I'm a long-term investor. I am bullish on all of these precious metals. I think that with the inflationary, so an expansion phase of real estate, it usually is paired with inflation. We've seen that in history. I think we're going to see it again. We're going into what I think is going to be a very large expansion phase of residential real estate. And residential real estate is the floodgates for inflation. That's where all the loans come into existence, the credit. So I'm going to show you what I'm seeing on the charts and give you my opinion. So here we go. So here's the dollar and gold. We have this funky looking move lower in the dollar and then a knee-jerk higher reverse for gold. So the dollar ended up a little bit higher. Gold ended up a little bit lower. You can see this inverse relationship. So 93.4 roughly, 93.4 puts us right up here. We are still below this ascending wedge pattern. We broke to the bottom side. Usually we come up and tag it and then we go and pull back down, but we'll see what happens. We'll continue to monitor it, but we're right here. And by looking at this, it's going to be an up candlestick that finished strong. Here's the 10-year yield, basically sideways, flat. So we've been moving sideways for a little while, almost like the yield wants to go higher, but someone's holding this down, almost, which it very well could be. So looking at gold, again, we're zoomed in on gold here. I've got some arrows here. And this is one thing I don't like about it right at the moment. We've got these large down candlestick days here. We had this nice reversal. We came on up, and we have another big down day here, where this red arrow's at, and then we've got another big down day here, and it's like we're fighting to come back up. Usually when I see this, I would think that this is going to head lower, just by looking at these candlesticks. Yes, I'm a bull in terms of the overall market conditions for real estate and on the long term, but in the short term, I think we're going to see some pressure to the downside here. Just by looking at this setup right here and the candlesticks and what they look like. The sellers come in here with a whole bunch of selling pressure. They push it down and the buyers, they don't answer it. They come up and it's good, but it keeps getting just hammered down. And maybe someone is trying to manipulate this. I mean, if they are, you could see the days quite clearly. And then it likes to bubble back up. So that's what concerns me. Whenever, if you were to give me a chart with no gold, no anything on this, I would say that this chart would go down. For the fact that we've got huge selling pressure days in here and the buyers are small and they don't answer back. So usually that resolves itself to the downside. And I'm seeing it in silver too with these large candlestick down days and the up days. We had a little bit of a run here. We broke through the downtrend line and then we just got shot and hammered right back down. We have a bullish engulfing here, which means we were going to move up, which we did, but we didn't follow through on it. So I'm going to say it's still going to head lower. We're in the downtrend. Now, platinum, 2 days in a row, massive buying pressure, breaking through the downtrend. This to me looks like it wants to head higher. Now, what are the chances that platinum heads higher and silver and gold don't exhibit the same traits? Mixed signals here, guys. Mixed signals. Mixed like this wants to go down and this wants to go down, but this thing looks fantastic to go up. And then on all of these charts that I'm seeing in the ETFs and whatnot, I'm getting just a sideways movement. I mean, it's got good buying pressure here, and then the sellers aren't too bad. It's almost like the ETFs and the some of these stocks. If you look over here and you look at the candlestick patterns, large up days, small down days, downtrends are broken. This looks nothing like these guys. This looks manipulated, because if you had these large sell-offs, you think it would accompany, the ETF would accompany that. And it's not. It's showing a different picture. This is showing a different picture too, which I would say this perhaps could go up. But if the gold and silver contracts keep getting smoked to the downside, I don't know how this would move higher in the face of that. Teuton Resources, this one doesn't look too bad. It's grinding sideways. Sandstorm Gold, it's down here. There's no huge selling pressure in these here. See, there's no, I mean, there was some big selling pressure up here, but down here, the sellers are basically muted. There's not a huge amount of large down days. It looks like to me that the buyers are regaining control down here. Now, Franco-Nevada looks opposite. Looks like this wants to head lower. We have a bearish engulfing pattern. It was coming on down. It came up, contracted, and it could potentially head a little bit lower. Wheaton Precious Metals is signaling the same thing. That's what I'm pointing at, is this bearish engulfing pattern, which could continue lower. Newmont, this one does look like it could continue lower. We came on down, and then the buyers are not stepping in and pushing it higher. So with this momentum to the downside, I think it's going to continue lower. And then Barrick Gold, this one's got a bullish engulfing, two small candlesticks, which looks like it's trying to put in a bottom and move higher. So looking at all of these candlestick charts, I'm getting mixed signals across. Usually what I like seeing is I like seeing everything wanting to go down, everything wanting to go up. Not some wanting to look good and go up, some wanting to go down. I mean, this is one confused sector right now. And usually when I get all these mixed signals, I usually don't do too much. I mean, I'll sprinkle into some that look good, but I'd like to. Platinum looks great. Gold looks like it could be a little bit weak, but it continues to bubble up. Silver's the same way. And then we get some of these companies that are throwing mixed signals. Some look good, some look like they want to continue lower. Some of the royalties look like they want to pull back. Some of the royalties look like they've got some support and floor underneath them. We'll see what happens. I'm going to watch gold. I'm going to watch silver. Let's watch that contract price. Let's see what it does. Right now, I'm going to sit on my hands and do nothing, because I can't tell where this thing's going. It's got me thoroughly confused and twisted around, looking at these charts and looking at the different companies within the sectors. Some up, some down, some look good, some look bad. And usually when I get the mixed signals, I kind of just wait for it to resolve itself. I need a clear direction here. But anyway, I'm not selling anything. I'm just holding on and enjoying the ride and watching the view. If you guys like this content, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And thank you for listening. This is Finding Value.